Hi Alana, I'm just going to run through some research I've been doing, or go back over the research should I say. These are Leeds Film Festival, and I've just been checking out the graphics. Not really that brilliant. These are the first ones I came across. I like to say they're quite suggestive, but I'm not really sure what they're trying to suggest. As far as I can gather, this one here is probably Jaws, a scene from Jaws or something like that. And as for this one, probably try to say that people, I don't know, are camping outside one of the main venues waiting for the event to happen. But I'm not really sure. I don't think they're that brilliant. Typography, it's not bad. I think these geometric style fonts are quite on trend. However, it's not overly brilliant, but it's not overly bad. I'm not keen on this at all down here. This particular poster, the message is more obvious, but it's a bit of an easy option if you like. I don't like the way they've cut into it with this box for the typography. I think that's very basic and it's not very inspiring. Another thing I've noticed is the logo's on this one, but they haven't got the logo on this one. It's on there, and as I'm looking through posters and what have you, because I know we're doing projections, but posters are really the type of thing we should be looking at, because it's essentially a poster that's projected on a building, that type of thing. And some of the graphics have got the logo on and some of it hasn't. I know in our brief it says we have to, but I just think that's a point that they should have picked up on, and to get their brand identity across. When you look at Chicago Film Festival and things like that, Toronto Film Festival, they've all got their TIFF logo on everything they do and carry the brand through, and I don't think Leeds have done that very well. Look at the next two, for my cursor to work. These were the next two I found. Well, not the next two I liked. Collage, it's a pretty obvious choice, but yeah, it serves a purpose. I think it's depicting all the energy from the films. It gets the message across. You've got a lot of films to get across. That's one of the things that I was worried about how to get across the energy and the excitement of all the films, and obviously collage is the obvious choice. However, again, I think the design itself is just very basic. It's, when I say collage, that is what it is and only what it is. It's one picture next to another. However, like I say, it does serve a purpose, and it works to an extent. However, I pretty much think I'm not going to go down that road, because obviously we're trying to design something better than what we're seeing at the minute. However, collage isn't something I'm ruling out just yet, but I'd like to see some better options than this. As I've looked on the program, there's not much better graphics on there, to be honest with you. It's very, very basic. I know it's only a program, but you just got like your colour coding for different film genres. It's just very basic list of films. Any other graphics that were in the program were independent adverts, not by Leeds Film Festival, for one thing or another. So not really much to go off as far as graphics at Leeds Film Festival on their stuff is to go by. I looked a bit at typography, couldn't find much, but it's just still basic geometric fonts. They do a young Leeds Film Festival, and obviously they've depicted youth by doing an hand-drawn font and youthful colours, which is fair enough. Go through to the website. It's not very good. Can't get much from the website. Again, there's nothing in the way of design. It's just lists of films, a bit about the film, program selection. The logo keeps popping up. Obviously, that's the LEEDS owl wing, which is quite an important part of their identity, even though they don't carry it through very well on everything. But not much to go off on the website, really. So go back to Photoshop. Again, as I was looking at these collage ones, I went away and tried to look for some better alternatives, because I wasn't ruling it out. And I found this wanted poster for Angelina Jolie, and I think that's executed it a lot better. I know it's not a film festival, and I know it's for just one film, but however, I think the concept's a lot better in the typography. It's interwoven with the imagery. The imagery is random, different shapes, sizes. You generally get a feel of energy and drama, and I think that comes through with the design a lot better with this rather than the LEEDS one, which are very basic. Yeah, so a little bit stuck for inspiration, but I'll carry on. Oh, one other thing that we're thinking about as well. At college, some people were mentioning how where I were going to project on the Pinnacle building there. I thought it was quite a good area because people were saying, because you've got all your shopping centre down this area, and some of my peers said, yeah, that's fair enough. But on an evening, there's not many nightclubs facing it. And I thought, oh well, I thought, oh no. But then it struck me, the time of the actual festival and the lead up to the festival, it's Christmas, and all the shops are open late for Christmas shopping. So I don't think that's going to be a problem with the target audience and people seeing it. And if you see this, somebody's coloured it in blue here, but you can see just by looking at it, it's a perfect choice, the shape of it. It's just like a big square TV, really. And then if you look down here, you've got your main street, which is directly in front of it. So all the shoppers along here, where there's restaurants as opposed to bars and shops all around here, there's going to be lots of people around at night time. Go back on myself. There, that's the view of the street that we're looking at. That's where all the bars and restaurants are. Further down the street. And if we zoom in, and if you walk down the street this way in front of it, you've got your brand new Trinity Shopping Centre there, so that's going to be heaving at Christmas. Very close location. Yeah, so I think that's a pretty good choice for projection, even if some other people don't. And then my second choice was the I've forgotten the big building where all the wind goes past it. What's it called? Bridgewater Place. I've got pictures of that in my workbook to look at, but that's catching all the traffic along here. It's just out of shot in this corner, but there's a train station, and all the commuting traffic can see that.